Hello everyone, hello. This is the long-awaited Terminus Warrant with a dog build. Here's the talents, so you can copy them. And here's the statistics or weapons. You don't really need these specific stats, you just want to make sure the mobility is at its lowest. These are the curios, and obviously if you can, you should get plus 21 max health. I just don't have them. Right. So let me explain. This build with the dog is actually better than the one without a dog. So the Arbite dog is actually extremely powerful because one, it knocks down the opponent and the opponent is stunned. As you can see, he cannot move, he cannot attack you, and this works on every mob in the whole game. And also the dog obviously kills them even if they are carapace quite fast. Also, now let me see if it'll work. Yeah. Also, the dog knocks down everything in its path towards the target you chose, which is absolutely insane. Probably the most insane part of it. The other parts are also insane, but this is actually insane. So this build is actually stronger than the other one without the dog, if you know how to control the dog properly. So if you're just playing the game as Arbite and you're not tagging enemies to tell the dog which enemy you want it to kill, with this build it will just randomly target elites that are and specialists that are around you. And that's not optimal in most circumstances. In most circumstances, what you actually want to do is tell the dog, hey, grab that guy. And by doing that, you knock down everyone around him, causing stagger and buying yourself precious time to also deal with all of these guys while your dog is already killing another guy. So optimally, this is what you want to do with the dog. Also, you want to be sending your dog towards elites and specialists, which you yourself are gonna have a hard time reaching, or elites and specialists which you have identified to be a very high danger for you or for your team. So for example, if you see a Mauler coming to kill your poor, lowly, sad psyker friend, and you don't have time obviously to run and reach him before he kills him, you can just send the dog and it will jump and save your friend. Also, you can be doing this while the dog is stun locking this guy. You can also tell the dog, stun lock that guy, and then stun lock that guy, and then stun lock that guy, and then stun lock this guy. And you're gonna be causing non-stop stagger and bleed effects on all of these mobs when you're doing this. And stagger, knocking them down or knocking them a little like that guy, is actually insanely powerful in this game, because you're essentially stunning them. And when they're stunned, they cannot, even for a little bit, they cannot reach you or your teammates, which allows you and your teammates to be safer in general and have an easier time killing everything. Obviously, you're also supposed to use the special ability of the dog, which is this electrocution explosion, whenever you think it's a good idea. And the good idea is usually when you see like 3 of these guys next to each other shooting at you, you can send the dog to one of them, and while he's killing one of them, you can make him stun the others, and so they'll stop shooting at you and possibly even start running away, or they'll have to go through all the animations to start shooting at you again, which, as you probably know, these machine gun guys, they need a bit of wind up before they can start shooting at you. So when you stun them with the special dog action, they will need to reset and wind up again to start shooting at you, and you will be safe during this time. Also, like I said, some of the time when you do this, they also just start running away, and obviously that's good because they're not going to be shooting at you for quite some time. So as long as you're controlling your dog in a intelligent manner, you're gonna be able to permanently stun very dangerous and important targets, or you're going to be able to open up these guys, for example, and be able to kill them because they can't defend themselves while being electrocuted by your dog's attacks. Also, these guys will stop shooting at you, if they are shooting at you, when you send your dog at them. And obviously every jump the dog does, it will also knock away any units that are in between its path, again causing stagger. So the dog is a lot of DPS and also a lot of stun, not only for the mob you select, but for the mobs around him as well. And this isn't even the strongest the dog can get, because you have this little thing which increases the damage even more. So let's see what happens. Now it's dealing 600 damage per attack and 125 bleed on a carapace armored unit. That's insane. It literally almost solo killed a crusher during the time in which you were in your ultimate ability. And while you're in your ultimate ability, obviously you're hitting other things as well. And this is a very meaty and armored guy. So if you tell him to kill something else and you have your ultimate ability on, it's gonna totally wipe him off the face of the earth very fast. And it will count towards your right of execution, meaning every elite your dog kills, it will also grant you a stack of right of execution, and it will increase your damage by 7.5% per stack. It doesn't work on this because the kills need to be ranged though. But, you know, it's good enough as it is already. Also, your dog is really good. The dog explosion is really good at clearing these guys. They literally explode and die. So if you need to, let's say a trapper grabbed one of your friends, and you know what happens, he pulls your friend towards him, and usually the trapper is inside one of these huge hordes, so you are not able to really get to your friend before he dies from the horde. But you can send your dog to the trapper and then explode him, and it will kill everything of these guys thanks to the explosion and the trapper, and stun everything around him, which will give you enough time to rescue your friend and save him from certain death. And the rest of the build plays exactly the same as when you are without the dog. So your idea is to shoot at targets. Wait, I need to get the stack first. Okay, so I got the stack for the Terminus Warrant. So the Terminus Warrant gives you 50% ranged cleave and suppression and range strength. So that means that usually without Terminus Warrant, you wouldn't be able to shoot through the body of this guy. But with Terminus Warrant, you are able to do this. And kill any units behind him as well. This, combined with Writ of Execution giving you more damage, and Blessed Armaments, which replenish your ammo for every ranged kill, means that you basically have infinite ammo on your shotgun, and you are also shooting through all the units, through them, like, through this guy and shooting this guy, killing multiple targets at the same time. So you're dealing an insane amount of damage, killing an insane amount of mobs, and your shotgun becomes infinite because each kill grants you 1 ammo for the shotgun. So let me demonstrate. Let me get some stacks first. Right. So let me push this guy. Okay. So we have 3 bullets in our shotgun. We take it out, and it's a never-ending shotgun as long as you're killing things. As you saw, I had 3 bullets, but I shot more than 3 bullets there. So as long as you're killing things, your shotgun is gonna be infinite during your ultimate ability. So this is an extremely strong build, and it's better than the other one without the dog in most cases. The cases where it isn't better is when you have one of either these 2 special modifiers on Havoc, which I'm gonna list now. The first modifier is the one which spawns an insane amount of dogs, enemy dogs, who try to pin down your team and kill you. In that case, this build is not good, or as good as the other build without the dog, because the other build without the dog without the dog, it gives you these grenades, and with these grenades, when you throw them, you instantly kill all the dogs. And it's a big AoE, as you saw, so it's gonna kill a ton of dogs, an insane amount of dogs. And basically, you make the whole Havoc modifier of it spawning tons of dogs absolutely redundant, because you're killing them with 1 grenade, which also regenerates because you don't have a dog in the other build. So in that case, the other build, which I previously shown in another video, is better. The other case where the other build without the dog is better is when you have our favorite Havoc modifier, which I forgot the name of, the one which spawns an infinite amount of maulers and crushers. In that case, the build without the dog is again better, because you can switch from the Arbite grenades to the voltaic shock mines, and basically again make all of these units redundant, because you stun them for an insane amount of time, and you can just kill them without them being able to do anything about it. So in these 2 cases of a very special Havoc modifiers, the build without the dog is better. But in all other cases, without these special Havoc modifiers which I mentioned, this build is definitely the best one. By far. As long as you can properly control the dog to hunt priority targets and stun everything in its path and stuff like that. As long as you're doing that, this build is great. But if you're letting your dog just automatically choose its targets the whole game, then this build is worse, actually. The only situation with this build in which you are not supposed to be telling your dog like what to hit, is when you are fighting, let's say, a lot of mobs right in front of your face, and you feel like you're not gonna have a problem with them by just meleeing them or just taking out your shotgun and shooting them, and it's gonna be fine. In that case, you actually do not want to send your dog to do things if your back is not guarded. So let's imagine you have a lot of mobs here, and then you have a horde rushing from there, and possible units spawning from there, and you're heavily focused on dealing with these guys, and you know you can do it as long as nothing hits you from behind. In that case, you should actually leave your dog to be automatic, because it will stay near you and will prioritize killing units that are behind or around you, somewhat out of your vision. Most of the time. It's not 100% guarantee, but most of the time that's what it's gonna do, and it's gonna save your life. Enjoy the build, have fun, and stay tuned for new builds, because I'm cooking something cool right here with the skull-shaped build.